I hope you've all had a lovely Easter holiday. Welcome back to your third English Department distance learning lesson for Bertha Park. So just as a reminder, in week 1 we looked at describing setting. In week 2 we looked at show, don't tell. This week we're going to be looking at examples and starting to plan our essays. Following on from that, we'll look at how to open our essay effectively, and then we'll also discuss how to check your work. Start with our usual spelling starter. So this week's words are apparently, friend and interrupt. As usual, handwrite these 3 times, and it's really helpful for me if you take a picture of that and put it into your OneNote, and then go on to your class team in the distance learning channel and write a sentence that uses all 3 of these words. So pause the video and do that now. Now on to our main lesson. And for this, we're going to be looking at examples of personal writing. So, what I want you to think about is the fact that we've already described setting, we've used the senses, we've used figurative language, we've thought about describing our emotions and our thoughts and feelings. But what does a personal essay actually look like? So for activity 1, what I would like you to do is to go onto a website called The Right Source. Now there is a link here to the website, and what I'll do is I'll put the link into your Teams as well. So don't worry if you can't find it. The other way to do it is just Google The Right Source, right spelled W-R-I-T-E. Go on to the bit that says Student Models and scroll down till you get round about grade 8, 9 and 10 and above. Okay? We are going to be looking at a quick example called Giving Life. This is just a section from it here. It was a hot summer day. My dad and I were getting ready to go out for a ride on the boat with my friend Katie and the dog. That's when the phone call came. The call that made that bright, beautiful day a cold, dark, gloomy one. I had just put on my suit, shorts and a tank top and packed my bag with sunscreen and everything else I would need for the day. I ran into my parents' room to find Dad. When I saw him on the phone, he was crying. I'd never seen my dad cry before. My heart sank. What possibly could have happened? Max, I'm so sorry, I heard him say. And that's when it hit me. I knew that Susie had died. What you'll notice in this really small excerpt of a piece of personal writing, which is what you're going to go on to do, is that it's in a little table there, and at either side there are some notes. So the fact that the person chose to describe the setting at the start, that's been noted. The fact that they talk about when the call that made the bright, beautiful day a cold, dark, gloomy one has been noted. Think about word choice, and they sort of change from positive to negative word choice. A couple of metaphors that have been discovered have been noted down as well. So what I want you to do is I want you to get, this is on your team's assignment. The first thing I want you to do is to look at another example of writing from the same website, and you're going to fill out the table so that you can show me where you have seen that they described setting, maybe using the senses or figurative language. Remember, figurative language refers to metaphors and similes. And whether they've referred to their thoughts and feelings using figurative language, word choice, and especially if you notice times where they've shown how they feel rather than told you how they feel. Okay? So that was an example there so that you can see how it's done. And then your team's assignment, there is a full essay there for you to look at. It's called The Climb. And I want you to annotate it. That's when you write down, you type in some notes of where you found certain things. Okay? So just so that we're really clear, one of our main activities is going to be on the team's assignment, and it's due next Monday. You have to read the example and in the margins note down where they've used thoughts and feelings, where they've used similes, where they've used metaphors, interesting word choice, and show, don't tell. Okay? So pause the video and do that now if you wish, otherwise it's for homework for next week. The other bit of homework I want you to do, or you could start it now because you've got plenty of time today, is to start thinking about your own personal essay. Now, for your own personal essay in S1, I just want you to pick a time where something happened, where you had a strong emotional reaction. So it could be a time that made you feel really happy, or really sad, or really scared, or really excited. It's totally up to you. Okay, so some examples, you'll find examples on that website if you want to have a wee look. Examples could be maybe attending a funeral, starting the new school for the first time, maybe moving house. Could be a really important football game, for example. But I'll talk to you about that next week when you do things like team sports and how to write about them and how not to write about them. And after you've annotated the example that's given to you in the assignment, there will then be a table that I need you to fill out, okay? It's really important that you get this done for next week. And what I want you to do is in the table, write down, think about the day you want to describe. Now, you might want to start the day from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to sleep, or you might want to make it sort of smaller but more detailed about a certain part of the day. I don't mind, okay? So say you were talking about starting Bertha Park. You might want to start with getting onto the bus. The time of day would be the morning. You might want to describe the weather. You might want to describe what the bus felt like, anything like that. Then write down what happens, so kind of what happens on the bus and how you felt about that. And then that's how you work through it for your plan, okay? There will be a little bit of modelling done for you in that assignment as well, so don't worry if you're still a bit stuck. And remember, you've got your tutorial time on Thursdays to ask for help. Okay, so that's the end of the personal writing lesson 3, and we'll move on to do some RUI. The next thing I want us to look at after we've looked at using our own words is looking at times when you've not to use your own words. And again, this is taken from the textbook that we would normally use in class. So if you get a question in RUI that might start with quote the words that, or write down a word or phrase that shows that, or which words show that, or what evidence is there that, or which expression shows that, these are all clues that instead of using your own words, you're meant to actually just take the words directly from the passage, okay? What they're asking there is, do you have evidence to show a certain thing? And you're finding that evidence. Okay, so if I give you an example, and this is just taken from a really old review of the film Tangled from the CBBC Newsround website. Tangled marks Disney's 50th anniversary and retells the classic fairy tale Rapunzel with added twists, turns, and songs. Rapunzel is a princess who is born with magical hair, but she's kidnapped at birth and raised by a witch, Gothel, who uses Rapunzel's magical hair to stop her from getting old. Gothel keeps Rapunzel locked away in a tall tower, so she has no idea that she's actually the kingdom's long lost princess. When a thief, Flynn Rider, stumbles into Rapunzel's tower looking for a place to hide, she tricks him into helping her escape, and together they set out on a great adventure. The film is really funny and heartwarming, with all the classic Disney ingredients mixed in. Our favourite bits are the scenes with Rapunzel's cute and cheeky chameleon sidekick, Pascal. He's fabulous. So, if that was a RUI passage, and obviously this is a bit of fun, it's not a proper RUI passage. One of the questions might be, quote the words that show that Tangled is based on a traditional story. And your answer would be classic fairy tale. Question 2, what evidence is there that the writer liked the film? And your answer could be really funny and heartwarming. Question 3 and 4, I would like you to do just now, if you just pause the video and just do it quickly, and remember the answers will be given during the tutorial time on Thursday. Question 3, which words show that the chameleon's lovable but mischievous? Question 4, quote the word that shows just how much the writer loved Pascal. You'll notice that was hopefully fairly easy for you, and it wasn't exactly a difficult passage, so that's not the main passage I want you to work on. As well as looking at annotating a piece of writing and planning your own essay, I'm also going to give you a RUI task to do, okay? However, I'm going to give you this over 2 weeks. So this, you could get it all done in 1 week if you want to get it out of the way, or you could take your time with the RUI task. So this will come as a separate assignment. Finally then, we're going on to look at our next poem, and this poem is called Touching the Sky. Come for me, sweet tomorrow, help me touch the sky. Like a well-learned bird opens its wings, I too want to fly high. Don't let the darkness of yesterday blind my vision to evolve. Coming out of the bitterness of the past, help me let my flaws absolve. Make me like a rainbow, the colours mingled together, but all of them in show. Help me discover my hidden talents and pull myself together with efforts gallant. Let me be a beacon of goodness for the people I meet. Help me hear the music of life and follow every beat. Come for me, sweet tomorrow. Help me touch the sky. Like a well-learned bird opens its wings, I too want to fly. And it would be great to find out what your thoughts are on this poem. Okay then, so for your homework for next week, we're going to be looking at annotating a piece of writing and planning a personal essay. You're also going to get some Rui as a separate assignment. Can you please make sure that when you've completed your assignment that you click hand in? Otherwise, I won't know if you've actually done the work or not.